Welcome to Fight Fans Chit Chat. It's been a bit of a hiatus, but we're back. So, yeah, looking forward to doing more boxing. And the happy days, it looks like the zone's really taken off. And we're all looking forward to the trilogy. Obviously, been a long time coming, and I think both fighters have been dying for it to happen. I've got to be honest, though, not feeling the same as the first two. I don't know whether you're feeling a lot of hype around it. You seeing a lot? Or?
I wasn't. When it first got announced, I was like, oh, it's a bit of a nothing fight because Golovkin's 40 now. He didn't look too great in his last one. But you're kind of that mind now, innit? You kind of think it's going to be one-sided. But as it's getting closer, I'm getting buzzing for it. And I don't know if it's my heart leading my head, but I'm just like, Golovkin's going to fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, look, let's clear up the question straight away. What is it? Is it 2-0? Is it draw, 1 win? Is it...
See, I think it's 2-0 Golovkin.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think it's 2-0. I think he won the first one easy by far, and which was a draw. And the second one, I thought it was a close fight, could have went either way, but I was nodding towards Golovkin.
Yeah, I probably gave it. Well, not admittedly. No, I believe in the opinion. I probably gave it Golovkin the first one. I think Canelo won the second one. Admittedly, although I did watch the first fight twice, and then me and you had a massive row over text about it. But that's another fuck up. But yeah, I think it's 1-1 between the two. I think it's hard to. I just think it's hard to look past Canelo because of that activity, age on his side. So I don't know.
So the one difference to this fight, or the big difference between and against the first two, is the weight. So the first two are obviously at middleweight, 160 pounds. This one's at super middle, 168. So how do you think that affects Golovkin now fighting at 168?
I think power helps. Whether that weight helps in terms of his belly power, because I think the big difference in the fight is going to be the body punching element. So I think that could be the telling side of it. Obviously, I think that's the opinion of a lot of people at the minute. Canelo, obviously, ferocious body puncher. Does the extra weight protect him more? I think his head has always been impenetrable. No one's ever been able to get to Golovkin through his head. So will the extra weight, the extra tiredness, will that affect him later on in the fight? And then does he get stopped on his feet or stopped on his knees?
It's true. I was kind of thinking it in a way of like Golovkin could be a whole different animal at 168. Because you got to think, £8 is such a big difference, and he hasn't got to cut that now. So he could be so much more fresher. Obviously, as you get older, you're at 40 now, it's harder to cut weight.
Yeah.
But then also talking of weights, I think Canelo, you don't know how it's going to be. I know he lost his last one to Bivol at 175. So he's gone from he's fought his beginning of his career at 147, and he's fought at 147, 154 at light middle, at middle at 160, then 168, then to 175, now back to 168. That ain't good. Like, you speak to anyone, they say that ain't good for your body. Like, you're constantly changing weights, constantly changing weights. Like Roy Jones Jr., when he went to heavyweight, he said he was never the same once he come back down. So is he going to be affected now? He was at 175 for his last camp. Now suddenly he's dragging his body back down, and he could tire.
Yeah. It's always been insane the way he's been able to move through the weights. Obviously, there's.
Well, it's not insane. Mexican meat.
I think there's loads of questions about that. But fair play, he's managed to make it happen. I think there's also obviously the confidence element. Do you think Canelo's confidence have he not?
No, I just think he's so uber confident. Who's just absolutely believes in it. He thinks he's the best, which he is. Watch he's proved. He's up there with him. It's just because he had one slip against Bivol, he shot for greatness. But Bivol just proved that he's a great fighter as well. Yeah,
I think people saying that that Bivol gave him the blueprint as well. I think that's. I just don't think that should be considered in a fight. I think Golovkin's a completely different kind of fighter. He's probably the best bully man in the ring and the best actual Marvin Hagler-esque fighter.
Cuts the ring so well, Golovkin.
Yeah.
What you got to realise is Golovkin's fought Canelo twice already. So he's like, he's not going to be like surprised. He knows what Canelo can do. So that's and the same thing, Canelo knows what Golovkin's going to do. But it's still, I think they're both going to go for it a bit more in this one. It's going to be right in the middle of the ring. But here's the question: do you think this goes 12 rounds this one again?
Yeah, I think so. Because I don't think Canelo will get stopped, and I believe that Golovkin's there to be hurt, but I just think pure willpower will keep him going, and I think he'll be able to, because you're never going to knock him out to the head, but I just think the body punching will affect him, but I just think Golovkin will grind it up and he'll make it.
And if it does go points, Golovkin's fucked. Because it's just fucking rigged.
He'd have to absolutely just dominate every round and bully Canelo every round, but I don't think anyone's going to bully Canelo for 12 rounds.
No.
I don't think. No. Even his feet, you're not going to be able to move his feet. You're not going to be able to move him off his spot, and that's obviously what Golovkin's probably main skill is when he fights people.
It's so intriguing because it's just two top fighters. The shame about it though is you've got Golovkin and Canelo, and when Golovkin first wanted to fight Canelo, and Canelo gave up his middleweight belt years ago, that was the best time for Golovkin to fight Canelo. But Canelo was probably a bit too young, a bit too fresh in the middleweight division. And then when Canelo finally did fight Golovkin, it was probably a bit too late for Golovkin. And then now it's just fucking later. But that's what would be amazing. That's why in my heart I've wanted Golovkin to do it. Can you imagine a 40-year-old Golovkin stops Canelo or beats Canelo?
It'd be insane.
And then here's the question: if he beats Canelo, is he considered then the best middleweight / super middleweight that's ever lived?
Oh, I think it's hard to see past Hagler. It's
See, I think him and Hagler are level now.
Yeah. I think it's out of them two. But that's a big statement to take to try and knock Hagler off that
40 years
man.
old, you're beating a prime Canelo, and he's like,
it would be unbelievable, and it would be amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're saying that he'd be unified.
And you got to think, if he beats Canelo, he's undisputed at super middleweight. He has every belt, and he has 3 belts at middleweight now.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, at 40 as well.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Hagler was never unified, was he?
I'm not sure. I think so.
But that'd be insane. But I think I think the one telling thing will be we just started watching like loads of fights back before the recording, and then we're looking at kind of Murata. When he fought Murata, he caught a good few body punches.
He's definitely slowed down Golovkin.
Yeah, and it was noticeable. That it was affecting him, and you've never seen that in Golovkin before. Golovkin's never even flinched when he's been punched before. So, age unfortunately is the one thing that always beats every boxer.
I'll tell you one thing about Golovkin though. He's right at it off, innit? Because you've got all these fighters that hunt down that Canelo payday. He's had fucking 3 of them. He's got it right off.
He love it, like, and he never talks about the media.
But right. So coming down to it, who you going with?
Yeah, I'm going Canelo on points.
Points.
I think he'll take it.
Right, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna go Golovkin stops him between 10 and 12.
Fantastic. All right. Well, look, you know our votes. So give us a shout. Remember, this is Fight Fans Chit Chat. So any fan, anything, whether you agree, disagree, I want to hear your argument.
Yeah, like, comment, dislike, subscribe, do all that good shit.